This human rights lawyer says U.S. intervention in Haiti is the problem, not the solution.
Why won't they leave Haiti alone? The mental pain right now Haitians are going through all over the planet is a crime.
Haiti has faced escalating violence and political crisis since 2021 when President Jovenel Moïse was assassinated. Armed groups are now fighting over control of the capital, Port-au-Prince, where violence has displaced tens of thousands of people. Now the U.S. has pledged $300 million to fund a mission to send as many as 1,000 Kenyan officers to intervene. Even though a Kenyan judge blocked that deployment in January, saying the Haitian government has no legal legitimacy, and lawyers and politicians in Kenya say they will block it again. Founder of the Haitian Lawyers Leadership Network, Èzili Dantò, is suing the country's government for treason for requesting the foreign intervention.
It is against the Haitian constitution, and that if any of these government leaders that are appointed by the U.S. want to do anything for the people of Haiti, they need to push at the UN for the application of the resolution that forbids these illegal arms from entering.
Dantò says Haiti's current leaders have no mandate or legal capacity to request foreign troops. Acting Prime Minister Ariel Henry was never elected and is currently locked out of the country in Puerto Rico, where he announced his resignation in March, weeks after he said he would step down and only after street protests and growing violence by armed groups. But it's taken weeks to set up a transitional council to nominate a replacement, a process involving heavy oversight from the US, France, Canada, and regional trade group CARICOM, but not ICN themselves. Haiti has not had elections since 2016 and has had no elected officials since the Senate's term expired in 2023.
I have not seen the resignation of Ariel Henry. No Haitian has that I know of, and just said to us who have been fighting against interference and invasion and occupation our entire life. Before you can be part of this council, you must first agree to allow the Kenyan troops into Haiti.
Many say the mission is likely to fail and result in more ICN being killed. The militias and paramilitary groups, often referred to as gangs, are well organized. They are also armed with weapons shipped from the US with support and funding from the oligarchs and elites who own many of the ports. Haiti has been occupied and faced intervention many times.
Each occupation destroys more of our culture, our infrastructure, our connection to a society. We have to give value to our culture, our land, so that no one could stand in front of me and say, why is it bad for the United States to choose for you?
The U.S. brutally occupied Haiti from 1915 to 1934, and the first democratically elected president of Haiti, Jean-Bertrand Aristide, was overthrown in 1991 and again in 2004 with alleged U.S. involvement. The UN also had a peacekeeping mission in Haiti from 2004 to 2019. During that time, UN peacekeepers were accused of sexual abuse, and a cholera outbreak that killed over 9,800 was traced back to the UN base. The people of Haiti have continued to resist foreign intervention, and Dantò believes the only solution is for the country to solve its own problems without foreign interference.
As I said, because originally and still today, the Western powers don't change their profit over people motto, whether it's using slavery or sweatshop wages or plundering for your resources. We're the only nation in the Caribbean that fought the enslavers, and they have not forgiven us for that.